The mystery word, the key. I think it's a key. It's a mystery word that is reserved for just a select few. It's reserved for those who are brave enough. It's reserved for those who really want things to be different. I have people ask me, what motivates people to actually want it to be different? And honestly, the truth is most of the time, it's because it's getting to the point where it hurts so bad, I can't take it anymore. It gets to a point where it seems like the relationships have gone bad, my heart is hurting, I've hit this place in my life where this isn't who I want to be, this isn't the outcome I thought I wanted. I so wish I could go back in a time machine and find people 5, 10, 15 years before we meet. I wish I could go back to your childhood and help you understand these things so that you can navigate your future differently. That if there was a way you could sidestep some of these lies and some of these wounds that repeat over and over and over till they break you. Well, this is one of those keys, and it's not one that most people want to do. It's not one that people really want to hear about. And the difficulty, I think, is we don't want to hear it because we don't really know what it means. We have a false belief about what we think it is. So I'll give you the word if you can do something for me. If you'll pretend like you've never heard it before. If you can say, Cindy, what is this word? I've never heard it before. Instead of jumping ahead and filling in the blank and defining what you think I mean. So you ready? A word you've never heard before. What's the key to get in? What keeps people out so that my wound and I can go in and see the Lord? That key is forgiveness. So people will tell me forgiveness is forgive and forget. Well, I heard someone say, I don't know how you'd forget unless you have a lobotomy, because God's given you a really good mind. So I don't know how you'd forget. There's a way in which forgive means to let someone off the hook. Well, maybe. It just seems like those are insufficient. I can forgive you. You don't have to ask me. Maybe you do have to ask me. There's a lot of confusion about forgiveness. There's even confusion about self-forgiveness, which isn't possible because it's not a scripture, but I'll talk about that later. So this idea of forgiveness really comes down to the big movie. Now, the big movie has to do with a debt that's owed that can't be paid. Do you know everything from here back that anyone has done? They can't undo it. The bullies on the school bus when you were a kid, you can't go back in time and make that different. Even if it's someone in today, maybe my spouse, a friend, my parent, maybe myself, I'm sorry, they're sorry for what they've done. Apology is great, but it doesn't undo what's already been done. That's the difficulty of the flow of time. That's already past us. You can't go back in a time machine and unsay something. You can't go back in a time machine and undo something. So what's forgiveness? It's a debt that someone owes that they can't pay. It's already done. It can't be undone. And if you can go back in the time machine of your imagination, if you can go back and actually see the Lord at the whipping post, paying a debt that wasn't his, is that enough to pay you back? What I mean by that is the people that harmed you and should be punished, is the punishment Jesus took in their place enough? Here's a big one. Is what I've done to someone else. Maybe I've been the person. Maybe I'm the one that has harmed someone, been unfaithful, been untrue. That's a debt I can't pay. I can't go back and undo that. But if I look at the whipping post, is that enough? What Jesus is doing right there in my place, is that enough to pay them back? Is that enough to pay is that enough to forgive the debt? Genuine forgiveness, biblically, has to do with a debt that's owed that can't be paid, and it gets forgiven. That debt gets forgiven. Man, there's some debts I wish I had right now that would be forgiven. You too? And maybe a house payment, a car, credit card, a debt that could be forgiven. Some rich, wealthy Uncle Fred that you didn't even know you had calls you on the phone and says, "Hey, I hear you've got all this debt." "Well, I've got all this money. I'll pay your debt. It's forgiven." Well, you have something better than that. You have someone who long before you needed it paid your debt. Long before you needed it, paid someone else's debt, what they owed to you. I think that's part of that scripture where he says, "I know the plan I have for you. A plan for good, a plan not to harm you, a plan to give you a future." To know that these debts are forgiven is a place where I can move into a future. Can you say, past, present, or future, nobody owes me? Jesus already paid me back. That debt's forgiven. Now, here's the place where there's this counterfeit about our forgiving ourselves. And I have to take a little side journey because the truth is, there's no scripture that says that. And for anything to work, you've got to have a scripture. So come back and I'll share with you what that is.